What's up, everybody? Adam here, Blacktop Smack Talk. Welcome. It's been a long time since we did one of these, but we're back. You know, my guys aren't here, Charlie, Sando, Bruce, they're not here, so I'm solo today. Got a special guest, actually two special guests. Actually, one special, the other one is just whatever. The special guest is Robert Franks from Washington State University. The other one, whatever, the Hoop Genie. Call him the Hoop Genie, as his alias is, my guy Stevie. So we're gonna get to know the man that is Robert Franks a little bit. We're not gonna like dive into like his whole life story. We'll talk about his career, kind of what led to where we are right now. Well, we're coming to you live, Seattle University. Shout out to SU. Shout out to my guy Pat, visualized on the camera. You know, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Man, how you guys doing?
Solid.
Well, I don't really care. Anyways, so how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing really good.
Good to hear. Summer been going good?
Yeah, it's been pretty much just grinding from start to finish. I haven't really ever had a break this summer.
Right.
So
you've been like all over, right?
Yeah, all over the place. All over the place.
But where do you stay at normally? Where do you normally live? Do you live in Washington or do you live in like somewhere else?
Yeah, I live in Vancouver, Washington.
Okay.
But I'm rarely there.
Right.
If I'm not in Seattle, I'm in LA or somewhere else working out.
Okay. Well, so man, we'll just get right down to it. For those of you who don't know, Robert went to Wazzu, had a real storied career there, and now he's progressed into where he signed a two-way deal with the Greensboro Swarm, who's affiliated with the Charlotte Hornets. So we'll get into that. But first, man, we just wanted to talk to you about high school. You know, describe your high school experience, because Vancouver, Washington, from the basketball world or you know, people around the Northwest, it really isn't known as a basketball like town.
Yeah.
Like the schools out there aren't really known. They're hoopers,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but it's not a lot of guys go big time,
yeah.
Like Pac-12. I mean, guys go D1, D2, whatever, but so describe kind of like your experience there and how like it all kind of not blew up, but how it kind of just progressed for you.
It started in Vancouver at Evergreen High School, and like you said, you know, it's not a place that's touted like Seattle. That got hoopers, and it's known for basketball. It's known for sending people to college or to the pros. So first off, you know, I've always been that underdog just because of where I was from.
Right.
You know, I've always come to Seattle, played on the Panthers, AAU team.
Northwest Panthers. Yeah.
But it was just, you know, I'm in Vancouver, and I'm 2-3 hours away. So, you know, people kind of throw Robert Robo, you know, aside. You know, we're going to talk about the Hoopers in Seattle. So, you know, just that uphill battle, my whole high school career was tough. And just having to compete with dudes from Seattle, that I believe and I know I'm better than, but they're gonna get more of the credit just because, you know, where they grew up and where they're from. So, you know, I would just describe as, you know, my high school and where I'm from as just being that underdog. Right. I had a really good, successful high school career. You know, it just got overlooked. Right.
We've seen that. You know, you were. I don't know how they do this. They labeled you as a 3-star. According to Rivals.com, that's not me. That's something he would probably rate you as a 2-star. But but then you're a 3-time first team all league, your first team all region. So how was your recruiting? And you're also 2-time honorable mention all state. Those are politics.
Yeah.
You know those are politics.
Yeah.
You know your career suggested that all state. But how did that translate? How did your career? Like, talk to us about the recruiting process, because, like you said, coming from Vancouver, and you felt you were kind of like overlooked, and schools are looking at the guys from like the more of the Seattle area, not so much because you guys, Vancouver's like right on the cusp of Portland, like literally right on the cusp. So, how did how did kind of Wazzu fall into the fray, so to speak, and how did you end up at Wazzu? Or I should say, what schools were recruiting you, and how did you end up with Wazzu?
Yeah. My recruitment kind of didn't take off until probably sophomore year of high school, sophomore summer, junior year, and I had a lot of mid majors. I had a lot of West Coast. I had Seattle U, Montana State.
Okay.
I just had all those those mid majors around the West Coast, and I was very fortunate to get that offer from Wazzu, and that came kind of from Curtis Allen. My sophomore year until I committed my summer of my junior year, he would just call me every day. And he believed in me. He made
when it was legal to call you every day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He kind of pushed that coaching staff. Say we got to offer this kid. He's gonna be special.
Right.
So until this day and forever, I'm very grateful for Curtis Allen for believing in me and seeing a diamond in the rough.
Oh, definitely. So Wazzu. So ultimately, Wazzu, was it down to like 2 or 3 schools? Because how nowadays, you go on Instagram, go on Twitter, Facebook, everyone has their top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, I know when Stevie was getting recruited, he put on Twitter that he had a top 10 list. But did you have like a top 3? Did you narrow it down, or how did that work out?
To be honest, I was very high confident guy. And until this day, I'm confident in my game, my abilities. So, no disrespect to any mid-major that offered me. I was very grateful to have them call and stuff like that. But
you kind of knew.
I never took them seriously. I was always waiting for that bigger powerhouse to come call. And once Wazzu and offered me, and then the Pac-12, it was kind of a no-brainer for me and my family.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now transitioning to Wazzu, how was that transition? Because first couple years, we're looking at, you played games.
Yeah.
You played 53 games your first 2 years.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a couple points a game, 2 points a game your first year, and then like a rebound and a half. And you progressed a little bit from your freshman to sophomore year, 6 points, 3 rebounds. How was the transition like? And because then you're a big man on campus at Evergreen High School, and then you come to Wazzu, and it's like, whoa, they're guys who are just as good as me, bigger, stronger, faster. How was that transition for your first couple years?
It was a huge transition. It was kind of I'll probably say shocking, to say the least. Just going there, like you said, I'm the big dog at Evergreen.
Right.
I'm the big dog at Vancouver. I'm walking in thinking that I'm going to play, I'm going to get all what I expect. And it was a great, humbling experience. And it kind of turned my whole mentality, towards working hard, towards grinding, towards being prepared for that opportunity. Like you said, we had Josh Hawkinson, we had Ike, we had Connor, we had Charles. We had a lot of older guys that, I can't sit there and just pout and complain and say I should be able to play, because they're good too.
Yeah.
So I think my sophomore summer was when it really clicked for me. Going back home, changing how I ate, changing my mentality.
That college lifestyle, man. College lifestyle in terms of like eating and just like pizza at like 12 a.m. and just like soda and shit like that. So, okay. So that kind of ties into where you come in, because when you came in, when he was already a sophomore, or you guys
he was
are
a junior. I came in his junior year.
Okay, so it ties in with you, because we see the progress. Because you go for your next year, you're the most improved player in the Pac-12, which I forgot that was even an award, but that's a dope honor. You jump up from 6.5 points a game to 17 points a game. That's a huge jump.
Yeah.
That's so what. So as you came in, as a walk-on.
Yep.
What did you see, or first, what did you know of his game already, and then what did you see? Did you see like a growth from what you knew and then how he killed his junior year?
Yeah, I heard of him just playing AAU against him and stuff like that. And I just remember he could shoot it, he could score and stuff. I didn't know much about him, but then when I got up on campus, I started practicing with them. I kind of right away I saw the skill set. Like every practice, he was killing. And I actually got there his sophomore year. That's my fault. His
that's
sophomore
what I was...
year. That's his first bad year.
Man, don't mind this guy, man.
My fault. Yeah, his sophomore year where he had the skill set, like dunked on a couple of people in practice. He was killing in practice, but it just never really like clicked all the way in the games. Right. And it was obviously because we had like a ton of talent ahead of him, like Josh Hawkinson, Connor. Those are two like really good Pac-12 bigs.
Right.
So it was kind of, you could see the talent. He just needed the opportunity, and when he got that opportunity, he made the most of it. So
that's good. So then we jump there. So you do after your junior year, great season. You declare for the draft, or you go through the pre-draft process, the whole pre-draft process, the first time. What was that process like? And that kind of ties in for both of you, because was that when you started working out with him?
A little before that, but I wasn't with him during his pre-draft. So
but you started working out with him prior to the pre-draft, and then after.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
That whole process.
Yep.
So what was that for the pre-draft? What was that like?
Every time I explain it, I pretty much put it as, everybody in the pre-draft, it's gonna separate who loves the game and who just doing it just because they're good or for the money, because it's really grueling. It's nonstop, probably a 2.5 month process. Yeah. Just from start to finish, it's tough. It's brutal. You really got to have a true love for the game, I believe, to be able to conquer that, and from start to finish, in my opinion. But I love it. I love it just because I'm a competitor. Yeah. I love to work. So both of those are kind of what the pre-draft is all about.
So what was the I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. What was the feedback you were getting for the first pre-draft from junior year? Right after your junior season, what was the feedback you were getting? Because you see the things, you can shoot the ball, but what position will you play at the next level? What position will you defend at the next level? What else can you do outside of shooting? I mean, I'm not saying this myself. I know you killed. I mean, we're UW guys. Like my whole pod, we're all UW guys, and you killed UW. So, and you killed the Pac-12. So it's like we know what you can do, but these are what the NBA. People are saying. So what kind of feedback did you get? What were they, because they all want, because when you do the draft process and you do the workouts and you get the feedback, what were they telling you? Yeah,
they were telling me you gotta rebound out of position better. You gotta defend, like you said. Like they didn't really know what position I'll be at the next level. Am I at 3 or 4? And I just got to show that ability to guard both positions and be a playmaker for me and myself off the dribble were the 3 main things that they harped on.
Right. Yeah. All right, so you go back your senior year, and then you jump up again. 21. You led the Pac-12 in scoring, which that's pretty impressive. 21.6. Then your rebounding jumped up to 7.2. Came back for junior, killed it. First team all Pac-12, well deserved. Did your senior year go as expected? Because then you got the feedback, and then you go in, you grind, you kill, and do your thing. Team-wise, you guys weren't obviously as good as you had hoped, but I mean, individually, you had a good thing. But at the same time, basketball is a team sport. It's must be kind of frustrating that you guys, that you didn't do as well. So, senior year, take me through that. How was that? Was that? Was it everything you thought it would be from a individual standpoint, but not from a team standpoint? Or take me through that real quick.
I mean, right after, I decided to go back to school. Steve is kind of one of those guys that, we talked about goals. We talked about what we have to do, what we have to reach to put ourselves in a better situation than the last pre-draft. And to be honest, if I was to do it all over again, I'll do the exact same thing. Yeah. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change anything. I think if we're taking team out of it, you know, the team expectations and what I wanted definitely didn't get nearly close to reaching or getting. But for myself, I think I did everything for myself to help me and put me in a better situation.
That's good. Before I forgot to ask you, so after his pre-draft process and you being his teammate and friend, what did you feel like, you know, from watching him for a couple of years, what did you think that he needed to work on? You know, because, you know, you're working on the side, you're working on your game, but then you're helping other guys work out too. What did you feel like he needed to work on the most?
So when he entered his first pre-draft after his junior year, I finished playing out my season. I was still working out. I wasn't kind of as serious as I was when I was playing because I wanted to get into training and coaching and stuff. And we talked on the phone like almost every day of his pre-draft, kind of just seeing what people were saying to him, and just kind of just like as a friend, just keeping him ready to go. So after his kind of junior year, it's kind of clear stuff he needed to work on. Obviously, he's a professional shooter at that time. It was obvious there was some stuff in his game kind of that he needed to improve, off the dribble game, kind of confidence, defense, and all that. That he was able to get away with in college that he obviously wouldn't be able to get away with if he wanted to get to the next level. And it was kind of just noticing that and just kind of just talking about it. We talked during his first pre-draft process, like daily during his pre-draft, just kind of how it was going, just as friends. That's kind of where our relationship really grew. And then I was a year older than him, so I finished my basketball career, and I was kind of getting myself into training and coaching and stuff like that. So we started working out and spent quite a bit of summer there working out when he decided to go back to school before he went there, and then just working on his overall game, just literally everything: shooting, dribbling, attacking the basket, defense, getting in shape, just
Pretty much everything.
Just make everything better because he had such a great year, but he was only starting to get to where he could be.
Right. Okay. So now, fast forward, season's over, senior year. You graduated, right? You graduated. Congratulations.
Sure.
What'd you get your degree in?
Sport management and a minor in humanities.
Oh, nice. That's what's up. Congrats with that. I don't care if you got your degree.
I got my degree.
Adam, whatever. That's irrelevant, folks. Don't worry about him. So now you get your training every day. Training at Wazzu still, or were you kind of all over the place?
Right after the season.
Yeah.
I was there for probably, I want to say, a week or two, and then I left and I started working out somewhere else.
Kind of fill us in. What's the process of picking an agent? I know for someone like yourself who, I mean, you must be doing something right if you're leading the Pac-12 in scoring.
Yeah.
First team all Pac-12. Those guys don't grow on trees. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be good.
Yeah.
So what was the process of picking an agent? Because I've heard stories, and I've talked to many guys who have agents and stuff, many pros, and some like agents just blow your phone up left and right. It's like a female, like a girlfriend or something like that, calling you constantly, texting. What was it like for you? Picking an agent.
It's crazy because he was right there when the agent I'm with now, wanted to get started and wanted to start recruiting me, and that was through a friend of his. His friend called us, and just trying to get to know us, and kind of seeing, can I take this guy over? But the whole process is, man, it's something I don't wish on nobody. It's like college recruiting on steroids.
Yeah.
They're
like no filter, pretty much.
They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on Twitter. They're calling you from random numbers.
All kinds of messages.
At all types of the hours. Just trying to recruit and get you. So, that's one of the processes where you really got to have your eyes open. You really got to have your close friends, your close loved ones.
A solid circle.
Exactly. Talking about it and stuff, because you never want to go with that wrong guy.
Right. Okay. And who'd you sign with, by the way?
Mike Silverman with AMG.
AMG, okay. So the second pre-draft process, how many teams did you work out for?
The second go around.
Yeah.
I worked. The first one I worked out with 3, and the second one I worked out with 13.
Damn. Okay, so you don't have to tell me all 13. I think I remember reading you. Yeah, you did work out for a lot of teams. So first, tell me the worst part of the pre-draft process for everybody. So what do you, in your experience, what was the worst part of the pre-draft process?
I think the worst part about the pre-draft process is just traveling. You know, you would have a workout today and then a workout 2 days ago on a whole different time zone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going from West Coast to East Coast or down South. So, and you kind of getting in all these workouts depending on, you know, who you are and, you know, how many workouts that you demand in a month span. So I would probably say travel is the hardest.
What do you think the best part is? I mean, yeah, because in the travel, did you have to work out for Denver at all?
No.
Because I know somebody.
I worked out for Utah though.
Okay, yeah,
the
because
altitude.
a guy, BJ Blake, he told me he worked out for Denver, and he's just like the air, the altitude. I mean, you played in Utah and Colorado, you know, being in the Pac-12, so I can only imagine what that workout was like. And they're like, it's not a game, you're like really working out, so I can only imagine what that was like. But what was the best part, you would say, of the pre-draft process?
I think the best part, in my opinion, is, you know, once you're at your college and, you know, you watch a lot of college basketball, obviously, if, you know, you want to get to that next level and you love the game. And it's just seeing all those, you know, highly touted guys, you know, those guys that people claim they're first rounders, or, you know, they're in the SEC, the ACC, all those type of things. You know, when you get to run up against them and you get to compete against them, and you realize he's nothing but just a name. You know, he's he
puts on his shoes just like I do.
The same way, and just so just competing with those, you know, those highly touted guys out of high school and getting the hype in college guys, I think is the best experience.
Okay. So draft night. First question with that, one, did you think you were going to get drafted, or did you have a sense you would go undrafted? And two, that kind of ties in, what are you feeling, I guess? Because that's kind of, I can only imagine. I've watched every single NBA draft for as long as I can remember. I don't know, not the NFL, but like NBA. So I hear the stories. Man, I can just imagine. So yeah, fill me in. What was that like?
Yeah. For draft night, I had Stevie, you know, a couple other people, you know, just watching with me. And, you know, the expectation, I'll probably say it was, you know, 70-75% I was going to get drafted somewhere. And
I did a mock draft. I do a mock draft every year. I had you in the second round.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was.
Yeah,
I'm smirking at you. But.
Yeah, I had about 6 or 7 teams in the second round, you know, really interested. You know, some teams were making late phone calls, you know, the night before. So, you know, I slept great that night.
Right.
Obviously. So, you know, I was really confident going in. And to tell you the truth, that was probably, that actually is the worst experience of my life so far. Yeah, no question. And I said it in a good way. You know, right after the draft, you know, I just went in my room, and I just, you know, everybody's in the living room.
Yeah.
You know, I just went to my room, and I just sat on my bed, my head down, and, you know, I just needed that moment. And then 5 minutes later, goes my dad, you know, coming in. He's like, hey, you know, all those people in there believe in you. You know, they came because they believed in you. You know, you got to pick your head up, and, you know, there's always going to be another opportunity there.
Right.
And obviously, you know, I was still down, still hurt.
So it's kind of like, it's great advice and it's great words to hear.
Yeah.
But at the time, you're just like, don't want to hear it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 'cause being a parent myself, I know if I tell my son something like that, he'd probably just like, Dad, get away.
Get away. Exactly. So, you know, I went in. You know, we went to go downtown Portland. You know, just get go get some donuts from Voodoo.
Right.
And, you know, just kind of get my mind off it all.
Right.
And I get a phone call, and it's Mike, my agent, and he's saying you're going to Charlotte on a 2-way. So
right after the draft, was this right after the draft?
I'll probably say no more than an hour and a half after the draft.
Right.
Yeah. So just hearing that was something I needed to hear that night, for sure.
Did it feel like the weight of the world kind of just off your shoulders a little bit, like you can breathe?
Exactly, and I still felt that pressure of it being a two-way. It's only a year. You're only guaranteed a year.
Yeah.
So I honestly think that my career, I've had a great story since the draft, and what all overcame. And I think the cornerstone of my career is going to be on draft night. It's just how I felt.
Right.
That motivation, that drive, that burn that was in my stomach. I won't forget it, and I think that's going to propel me to go, to a different level. So
yeah. So that's dope, because in some ways, I guess it could be a blessing in disguise. You don't get drafted, so it's kind of like your agent was able to work his magic, and getting a two-way is kind of a big deal, because you see guys who get two-ways, there's sometimes injuries happen, and you're on the roster. So that's kind of a dope thing. So then fast forward, and again, I appreciate you guys taking a little bit. I know you guys got to work out, or at least you have to work out. I don't know what he's going to do with you, but so summer league.
Yeah.
Like, to describe the experience, me and my crew, my guys were down there. I was not there. Describe summer league, because you weren't on the court that much, which was kind of weird. You would think that you're a two-way guy. I was getting some tick, getting some burn. I mean, like, I don't remember reading, were you hurt, or like take me through it, what was going on, or take me through the entire experience. And like, yeah, you didn't play that much, and so fill me in.
Yeah. All in all, it was a great experience. Just the whole summer league vibe. It's just AAU all over again. For 20-year-olds and guys that's not in their teens. It's AAU all over again. Great atmosphere. It's not the greatest basketball, but it's just something that if you're a hooper, you want to be a part of. You want to be a part of summer league. You want to play in summer league. And me not playing, it hurt. It definitely hurt. Sting, sitting there, not playing and whatnot. And I've had before and after the games, the head coach, Borrego, and the GM, Mitch Kupchak, just came up to me, and they just said, it's okay. You're gonna be fine. Even if you're not playing right now, just come to training camp ready to work. It's not a big deal. So that's just more fuel for me as well.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say he didn't play and he got a two-way. Like, how does that make sense? And I just really appreciate the Hornets for believing in me, first off, and kind of ready to start get this whole thing rolling.
Right. Yeah. It's you were in a kind of peculiar position, because the Hornets obviously are kind of going in a new direction with the team, going younger. Kemba left. And so, Dwayne Bacon was there, Miles Bridges. Those are two guys who are going to be in the rotation. So they needed to kind of get that game experience, and they're kind of at your position. Another Washington guy, McDaniels, he's out there too, kind of the same position as you. So it's kind of like like I am on a two-way, and I know what's going to happen, but like I want to be on the court. But at the same time, it's like, damn, well, these guys got to get burned too, and it was kind of just a weird thing. Like, I get it, like from an outside perspective, like I understand it. Like, yeah, the future wings are, the 2 and the 3 are right there, and at the 4, you probably should have played more than who was there, but I'm not going to criticize. It's just weird. Really quick, talk to Michael Jordan yet? Meet Michael Jordan?
I have not. He was on vacation, all of summer league and stuff like that. So he
was in France.
Yeah, the players say, once the season comes, he's he's around. He's around like a kid at a candy store.
What are you guys working on? So like, what's the next step? Like, when do you go to, like, what is it, Charlotte? So sometime it's August already. So did you go there late August to kind of get situated, to kind of get a place to live, or whatever? Take me through that. So what's the next step for you?
Yeah, me and Charlotte were talking. I was supposed to be there right now, but they want me to go to a rookie camp in Vegas this weekend.
Oh, okay.
This whole week I'm just preparing with Stevie.
Most like preparing by yourself. Steve's just there.
Yeah.
Just there.
So
it's like, no, Hoop Genie's good, man. My guy's good. I just give him a lot of But okay.
He's official. He's definitely official. But it's called Gurge Camp in Vegas. It's a three-day all rookie camp. So I'll do that next week, and after that, I'll probably have just a couple days to get my stuff, and it'll be off to Charlotte. Probably, I want to say 3 to 4 weeks before training camp, and then we got to get training camp rolling. So it's all coming downhill.
The beginning or like the second. When does that start? Because that's like mid-September, right?
Yeah, it's exactly
mid-September. So you got about a month and a half to kind of get situated. What are you having him work on? Is it kind of the same thing that you guys have been doing, or is it now that you've seen what he's what he's up against, but like the role he's going to play or the fit? Is there something specific that you're really like drilling in him, or is it more just kind of working around or working on his all-around game?
Now we kind of switch away from the all-around game. Now it's kind of because now in Charlotte he's not going to be the best player on the team like he was at Washington State. He's not going to be the go-to guy. Scouting report's not going to be always on him. So we do a lot of stuff, getting shots in different areas, making shots when you're tired, just kind of quick attacks, just different stuff like that, finishing around the rim, just kind of playing to his strengths, because in the NBA he's really going to have to play to his strengths. He's going to have to knock down shots if he wants to stay on the court, because that's his NBA talent. So just making sure he's knocking down shots, can shoot it from everywhere, can shoot it off every kind of footwork, off screens, off pick and rolls, just pretty much everything. Just a lot of reps, just make sure when he comes into that training camp, like, he's the best shooter on the team, in the best shape on the team, and he's just ready to go, got that dog in him.
Right. So what has the front office or coaches, have they kind of told you, like, this is our expectation, this is what we want out of you, and we expect you to show up and to be able to do A through E? Is it like that, or how have those conversations gone?
It hasn't been so direct.
Okay.
But they have told me and told my agent that they don't care about scoring. They don't care about shooting. They know I can do those things. It's just going to be the little things. The defense, the rebounding, the being a dog, the working hard. Those type of things are going to be the things that give me that spot, get me on the court and things like that. So I think my main focus is just being locked in on doing the little things.
Okay. Well, just really quick, we'll do like a little rapid fire, I guess, for both of you. I mean, I prefer it to be you, but I'll hook Stevie up. Really quick, your toughest matchup that you had to go against in high school, college, and for you in summer league, or for you it can just be high school and college. Okay.
College, I think Derek White was the best player we went against, and then high school.
Playing in Metro, so we had some dogs in Metro.
Yeah, I have to say DeJounte Murray probably.
Baby boy?
Yeah, Rainier Beach.
Okay. How about yourself?
High school, probably Trevor Zasinski. Went to Camas. I think he's at, I want to say Western right now.
Okay.
Western, yeah. And in college, it was DeAndre Ayton, my junior year. Yeah, he was man-child. And to be honest, I ain't get enough ticks.
To Summer League? Yeah, I feel you. For DeAndre Ayton, that dude's a man.
Yeah.
Like, he's young, but he's a man.
Yeah.
Best win at Wazzu. What was the best game that sticks out in your mind that you guys obviously won? What was it? I mean, you guys obviously two different answers.
Yeah. For me, it's 2 games. It's my senior year when we went out to Arizona. We beat Arizona State.
Yeah, that's right.
That crazy weekend we had. So I'll probably say those 2 games.
What about you?
My junior year beating UW at UW. My first time.
That's
I grew up wanting to play there my whole life. I used to sneak into the gym and work out there all the time with my buddies, and then whole family was there, friends were there, and just beating UW. It was like almost sold out, so that was definitely the best one.
All right, man. Last question I have for you guys. I put you guys 5 around the 3-point line.
He can't shoot better than me.
Wow. Who wins the 3-point shootout?
He can't shoot better than me.
He's lying.
He
He's lying
can't.
for
He
sure.
can't shoot better than me.
All right, so
I already know where the question was headed. He can't shoot better than me.
Out of 10 shooting competitions, he might get 1.
I like it.
We have had a lot of shooting competitions. He's rarely won. Just know that.
I like it. All right, well, that about does it. You guys got to get to your workout. So I appreciate you guys taking a little bit out of your time, pre-workout, to talk to me, meet with me, talk to me. I wish you the best of luck.
Appreciate it.
I don't care what you do, but nah, man, I always talk to you, but I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully if I ever get out to Charlotte, I'll come check you out. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it so much.
All right, thank you. All right, you guys, signing off. Make sure you guys follow us. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I appreciate the love. Signing off.